Susanna was rushing home from work. She wanted to be home extra early so she could prepare for the big night. It was her marriage anniversary. Susanna was madly in love with her husband, Bruce. Susanna was very happy. She couldn't wait until Bruce would be back home. There was still an hour left, and Susanna was finishing up cooking Bruce's favorite meal. The aroma filled her apartment, and maybe even the corridor outside. She knew Bruce would be excited to sit down at the dining table the minute he reached home. Susanna sprinkled a little salt and some pepper. She looked around at her kitchen shelf. Maybe a few sprigs of rosemary will add that special touch to this dish. Bruce is going to love this. Susanna hummed a cheerful tune as she wrapped up on all the work in the kitchen and walked around the house cleaning up on the last few chores of the day. Susanna suddenly realized there was one thing she forgot to do, the most important part of the whole night. She didn't even get herself ready. Susanna rushed into the shower and took out a gorgeous gown. She had worn this the first time Bruce had taken her out to have dinner. Susanna brushed her hair, sprayed on some fragrant perfume, and sat down on the sofa right in front of the door. She was eager for the moment Bruce would open the doors and smile at her like he always did. Bruce had arrived early tonight. Usually, he was a couple hours late. He had been complaining about having to work overtime to finish the day's work. Susanna was brimming in anticipation when she heard the keys rustle out the door. It was only 8 and Bruce was here. Bruce opened the door, saw Susanna dressed up and looking beautiful. A big smile came upon his face. "You look beautiful, Susanna. What is that smell?" Susanna giggled and said, "It's something special I cooked for you tonight. Let's celebrate this special occasion. You're the love of my life." After Bruce got freshened up and sat at the dining table, Susanna arranged her husband's plate and utensils and served up dinner. Bruce was impressed at the presentation. The food looked like it had been made to perfection. He picked up his knife and cut into the steak. The look on his face changed when he took it into his mouth. As he chewed, he sat silent for a minute, and with a sudden smile, he said, "Susanna, you have really mastered cooking. This is delicious, I love it." Susanna smiled. "I made it just for you." Bruce took another big bite and spoke between his gulps. "So how has it been going at work?" "Oh, it's great. I'm working on this really interesting report." "Reminds me, how is your colleague, Miranda? Where is she? I haven't been seeing her around." "Oh, she moved out. She's in a better place now. Why are you asking?" "Oh, it's nothing. The mailman dropped her mail into our mailbox, so I was wondering." Bruce pushed his plate forward for seconds. "This smells and tastes like a delight. What meat is this? Is this ham? Pork?" Susanna laughed as she watched Bruce devour the food like a hungry beast. "I knew you would love it." It all started 1 week ago, when Susanna discovered something that shattered her world. Susanna had the perfect life. After having graduated from college, she went out on her goal to become a successful journalist. Her passion for the career brought her to New York City, where she got a good job at one of the biggest news companies in the city. She earned herself a good reputation amongst her colleagues and her boss. Susanna met the man of her dreams. Bruce and Susanna were the happiest couple. Their relationship was nothing but bliss. It wasn't before long that the two got married. They rented an apartment in Manhattan, which turned out to be quite expensive. But when Susanna had received a promotion at her workplace, and Bruce had also been doing well for himself, everything began to work out smooth and fine. Bruce and Susanna's wedding anniversary was coming up, and the two had decided to start trying for a baby from that special night. Bruce had even taken Susanna out to buy nursery items for their future child. "Bruce, isn't it too early to buy this?" "Of course not. If we're going to be parents, we need to be prepared ahead of time." "I'm always prepared ahead of time." The trouble began when Susanna began to notice someone had been messaging her husband quite often. One day, while her husband was in the shower, she took the opportunity to check his cell phone. She was shocked to find out a woman had been messaging him. It was Miranda. Susanna had stumbled upon Miranda at her workplace. She was an intern who had come all the way from Atlanta, Georgia to New York City in hope of becoming a journalist. Susanna remembered the same struggle she went through when she came to the big city. So Susanna tried to help the young girl out. Susanna introduced Miranda to her boss and recommended her. She said Miranda had the potential to be a talented reporter. Miranda had gotten the job easily, as Susanna was very well known and respected at the workplace. But when Miranda first started working, she found herself struggling to keep up with the tasks. Susanna had often stayed late at the office to help Miranda sort things out. Over the days of being with Miranda, Susanna came to know Miranda was a little depressed and a bit homesick. Miranda had managed to find a cheap apartment in a rundown building in a very bad neighborhood. "I've never lived like this before. Everything is so crowded. There's no one here I know, no one I can talk to. I miss home." "What are you talking about? You have me by your side. If you need to talk, I'm here to listen." Susanna pitied the girl and tried to be there for her and support her through her emotional breakdowns. When Susanna got news that an apartment was being vacated in her building, she took the opportunity and let the apartment supervisor know that she had someone trustworthy that wanted to move in. It was a small one-bedroom apartment, and Miranda could easily afford it with the salary she was receiving from her job. Since they worked at the same place, Susanna even drove Miranda to the office every morning and back at night. Miranda and Susanna had become very close, and Susanna appreciated the kind gestures she received from Miranda. Miranda was now doing well at the workplace. She had a nice, cozy apartment, and she was earning a lot of money that she could afford a rather lavish style of living. After all she had done for Miranda, Miranda had betrayed her. Susanna was devastated. She didn't want to believe it was true. Susanna had to get to the bottom of this. The next morning, she sat at the dining table with her husband. "Bruce, I have some news. My boss had assigned me with the new project. I'm going to have to go out of town for 3 days." "Are you sure it's only going to be 3 days?" "I promise you. You won't even realize it, and I'll be back waiting for you at home." "No, you have to confirm it. By next Friday night, you'll be here." "Yes, I assure you." "Good. I'll miss you. Call me when you get there. Okay, Susanna?" But Susanna had lied. She wasn't going anywhere. Susanna got ready, grabbed her luggage, and bid farewell to her husband. At the right opportunity, she sneaked out onto the roof. There was a small vacant room where she could stay for those 3 days. Susanna had no other choice but to know the truth. She had set up the baby monitor Bruce had gotten her just a few days back in his bedroom. This way she could spy on him. But Susanna wasn't ready to handle what she saw. She was heartbroken when she saw Miranda and Bruce enter her bedroom the next night. They were together. Susanna watched as her husband sat down with Miranda on her bed. "Miranda, I love you. I love you too, Bruce. It's hard having to wait for the right moments to get to see you. But now we have 3 whole nights all to ourselves." Susanna couldn't help the tears. She turned off the footage and fell to her knees and cried. What she feared was true. Susanna remembered all those days that she waited for Bruce to come back home from work. but he would always be late. She remembered everything she had done for Miranda, how she stood by her side in her time of need. Had Bruce ever felt for her? Their marriage? Bruce had been fooling Susanna. His love was fake. Their plans to have a child was nothing but a delusion. Susanna's heart was filled with nothing but anguish. After 2 days, on Friday night, when Bruce was expecting her, she returned to her apartment. "Susanna, you're right on time. I missed you so much. I was getting anxious thinking you would be late." "Yes, right on time. So tell me all about your trip. I want to know everything. You must be tired. Let me give you a massage." Susanna could see through it all. Bruce had betrayed her. Susanna remained silent. She pondered on the matter for the next 2 days. She didn't know how to confront Bruce. She felt depressed and deceived, not just by her husband, but even more so by Miranda. It was as if she had made Miranda what she was today, and Miranda had backstabbed her. On the day of her anniversary, Susanna woke up early and got ready. She prepared her husband's breakfast and watched him go out the door with his briefcase. Susanna peered through her curtains and watched her husband get into his car and drive off. She then got a bag and left the apartment as well. "Susanna, you're ready for work already?" "Of course. I woke up extra early today." "Why, Miranda? Didn't get enough sleep? Do you have trouble sleeping all alone at night?" "No, it's not that. I'll be ready in 5. "Miranda, my husband really loves your body, doesn't he?" "What are you doing? Susanna!" "No!" This smells and tastes like a delight. What meat is this? Is this ham? Pork? Susanna laughed as she watched Bruce devour the food like a hungry beast. "I knew you would love it." Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.